Okay, so hello Cancers, and oh my goodness, I was just thinking in my head, I was like, I hope that this video doesn't cut out, and my Leo video did just at the end. It literally was like, okay, here's what I have for my Leos, done. So, I'm very thankful for that, because I literally put my cards away and everything, so I was like, on my alert. So, yeah. So these are for my Cancers. My Cancers, I believe, are, water signs. My water signs. Oh yeah, brother. Alright, so this is gonna be for my Cancers for the month of June. Okay. So tell me about this month of June for my Cancers. Excuse me. Tell me about this month for my Cancers. Okay, I'm getting very sturdy energy from these cards. Tell me about the month of Cancer, month of June for my Cancers. It is the month of Cancer, or it's starting to be. I'm sorry, I don't got any of the astrology stuff memorized. I just have the signs. I'm familiar with the signs. Alright, so tell me about the month, or, oh my lord. Tell me about Cancers for this month. We'll just leave it at that. That's the most easiest to say. Tell me about my Cancers this month of June. Y'all month. There's a low. Okay, tell me about this month for my Cancers. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, what? Okay. King of Swords. Okay, Knight of Wands. Okay, Judgment. Alright. It's so weird now that I see the Judgment card. I have weird ass dreams, yo. I really do. I had this dream that someone was trying to explain me the Judgment card, and I wish I written it, oh my lord, written it down. Jesus. English is my first language, but sometimes it does not appear to be. So, okay. I'm getting this very strong energy. Again, I'm getting this very strong energy. Like, you guys are ready to, like, my first initial thoughts are that you guys are ready to start, like, ending things that aren't going to benefit you. And you're trying to find this. You're trying to find that strength. And I feel like, I almost feel like with this Judgment card, you're a little bit afraid about how people are going to perceive you in this, like, set of cards. Like, that's what it's, like, kind of, like, coming to me. Like, it's almost like a little bit of, like, fear, like, a little bit of, like you're not doing this, you're not showing your bravery, you're not, like, let's get to work, let's, start to keep things that are benefiting me, because you're kind of afraid that people are gonna look and be like, what the hell is he, she, they doing? Like, what is happening? So yeah, those are my initial thoughts. Okay. Tell me about the King of Swords. Tell me about the King of Swords. Yeah, definitely, especially with these cards, I'm getting a very, like, you've definitely been thinking about this for a while, but you're not doing it because you're afraid you're going to be judged for it. Yeah. So, tell me more about the King of Swords. Holy moly, guacamole. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Now I'm almost getting, like, I don't know, the more I look at them, it's like, I feel like you're afraid, but at the same time, we'll see what the cards say. I'm kind of getting this little feeling like people are going to start to look up to you, and they're going to, maybe at first they're going to, like, judge you a little bit, but I feel like it's almost like you're going to do something that everyone wished they would have done. Kind of like that. So, yeah. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Yeah, so I'm getting the 2 of coins. Also getting the 2, 4, 6, 8 of coins. And I'm getting the King of Cups. So it's like you guys are mysteriously working on what you want to say. It's like you have the situation that you don't desire figured out. You're just trying to find that balance, and I definitely feel like that balance of, do I come off very strongly? Do I come off subtly? Like, how do I approach this? Because I'm definitely getting like you guys are secretly working on this. Like, this is definitely something that you've been thinking about. And I feel like you guys should, so my advice always is to never come off like strong-headed to someone. You guys should always be neutral, level-headed first, and when someone attacks, then you attack. That's just my take on it. Maybe that would be a little bit of advice for you guys, but yeah, you're definitely trying to find the balance of like just this, like, do I attack them? Do I not? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Do I do that? Like, I'm not sure. That's why you're not really acting on this, but you're definitely working on it. Like, this is something that you guys have been thinking, my Cancers, for a while. Like, definitely a while. Like, you've just been sitting here, like, you got the answer, but you don't really know how you're gonna be vocal about it. Excuse me. So yeah. Alright. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands. 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 Tell me more, Miss Universe, about the Knight of Wands. I always look at like how long this video is so far, and the first card doesn't take that long, but by the time I get to the last set of cards, it's always like 20 or so minutes in, and I'm like, oh my lord. So tell me more about the Knight of Wands in reverse. That's probably why I'm not getting this energy. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands in reverse. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, now I'm feeling this energy. I knew I was doing something wrong. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands in reverse. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, getting like this little bit of stubborn energy too. Okay. Alright, so I have the 4 of Wands in reverse. I also have the Ace of Cups. And I also have, oh, I hate it. I hate this card, the Tower. Okay, so your present situation, you're not really going forth with this because it seems like almost like an empty friendship, or maybe someone you've been friends with for a very long time. I feel like it not benefits. It kind of correlates to what I was saying before, where you're not, like, you know the answer, you know it, like, you know it, Cancers, like, you know what you need to do. You're not sure how to come off, because I feel definitely in this card that it's like someone who was very close, who is and was very close to you, and I'm definitely sensing that either way, it's just not gonna, like, you're gonna shed this light. However way you approach it, you're gonna shed this light. You definitely are. There's no doubt about it. I definitely sense that you guys know what you need to do. You don't know how to approach the situation because this is someone who you've had a lot of, like, security with. Like, this is someone who's been, like, an old friend. Maybe, like, just, I'm definitely not sensing a lover here. I'm definitely sensing someone who's been your friend since childhood. But, you know, some people change. And I feel like that's why you want to say something. And yeah, I definitely feel like you're gonna start to shed light on this situation, but the result may be a little bit sad. Like, I'm definitely sensing a sense of, like, an energy of, I think you guys know how this is gonna end, especially if it's someone who's very close to you. Yeah, I don't mean to scare my Cancers, but I feel like it's definitely not you guys. It's definitely the other party that's gonna make this a little bit harder for you. Because, yeah, something's definitely, when you shed this light, a lot of shit's gonna go down. You guys see this? Like, people are being thrown out the tower, like, all this stuff. It's definitely gonna come as a shock to them. I do feel like you're gonna just say F it and go the way of kind of like, let me check you real quick. Like, a little bit of pettiness involved, which is okay. It's not okay. But I just feel like it's gonna end up being like this. Or maybe if it's not, I definitely just do sense that there's gonna be a lot of chaos that comes out of this conversation. So yeah, but don't fear. I've definitely, regardless of tarot readings, this is just something that I'm telling you, my Cancers. This is gonna benefit you either way, because you can't keep someone who's just not really, they're not the same anymore. So yeah, right. Tell me more about the Judgment card. Tell me more about the Judgment card. Yeah, I always get clarity on the last card. Like, it's making a little bit more sense to me now. What I was trying to explain before. Tell me about the Judgment card. Tell me about the... Oh, okay. We have the Chariot in reverse. Excuse me. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. Okay, we got the Hermit. So I'm definitely not sensing the best energy from these cards right now. I feel like you guys are in a good place. Like, you know what you want. You're not sure how to do this because this is someone who's very close to you, and you're like, I don't want to cut them off because they've been in my life for like 100,000 years and counting. That's kind of why you're not really saying anything, but I definitely see that you guys are gonna shed light on this situation. It's definitely gonna be a lot of understanding coming from you, but I definitely sense that it's not gonna be a lot of understanding from the other person, which is contributing to this Tower card. Like, I feel like a lot of chaos is gonna unfold, and they're gonna be very resentful and hateful, which, listen, if that's the case, that's when you need to cut them off. Like, this Tower is where the negativity comes in. Like, if it was just these cards, I'd be like, this is great, but I'm definitely not getting the best energy from this. So yeah, in the future month of June, I'm definitely sensing like this is gonna go on for a little bit. It's definitely gonna make you upset. It definitely is. I definitely sense like this kind of sorrow coming from you guys because it ended up this way. But again, like, the universe holds the answers. The universe will always guide you the way that they want to guide you. It's not really up to you. You have to trust in the universe, and also trust in yourself. Like, if you don't think that this relationship was ever contributing to you that well, maybe they are like considered a bad influence. Maybe they're just always getting you in trouble. Maybe it's something like that, and you're like, I don't want this anymore. You're just like, I definitely sense that kind of energy where it's like you're just not bringing what I want. Like, you're not really making me flourish. Like, you're just kind of getting me in trouble. You're just giving me almost like a bad rep. I'm definitely getting like this energy from that. Yeah, especially from the Chariot. Like, you're just gonna be very, I definitely feel like it's almost like you're gonna regret it. I feel like you're gonna regret it, but I'm here to tell you that this was meant to happen. Because this person was just not making you look good. And like, they just weren't really bringing you positive influence in your life. And you've definitely realized, like, I sensed that, especially in the first card, what I was trying to tell you, like, you definitely you are realizing this. You just don't know how to come across because this was someone who was in your life for a very long time. But again, if you realize this, then obviously you have to act on it, if that makes any sense. Because if they were giving you positivity, if they were always putting a positive influence on you, always putting you up on a pedestal, like kind of like things like that, like just making you like just helping and not hurting, then you definitely wouldn't be contemplating this in the first place, you know? So I definitely do feel like in the future when this happens, you're definitely gonna have like a little bit of regret. You're gonna I definitely feel this judgment card kind of coming from the other party type. Like, that's why I definitely am sensing this Tower. They're like, why would you even say that? And like start to like almost, I feel like they're gonna start to use things against you. But also with the Judgment card, I feel like you're just gonna start to, this is the first step in growth from yourself. You're definitely gonna start to decipher between what's good and what's bad for you. Yeah, but definitely in the future, I do see a little bit of regret. But like I was saying before, this was meant to happen. It definitely was. Don't let it consume you. They'll fix themselves. It's just not the right time for them yet to fix themselves, I guess. Like, they're not really, I'm definitely getting that they're not really mature too. Like, they're just not mature enough to realize what you're saying is mature. So, immaturity and maturity, if that even are words, they definitely don't mix well because they don't understand each other. And that's definitely what's going on right here. Like, you're shedding light to an important situation, and you definitely are gonna like bring this up regardless of what you do. You're definitely gonna bring this up. But regardless of what you do as well, it's just gonna turn into a big mess. But again, like, I just see like and feel this, like, what have I done? Like, why have I done this? I wish they were still in my life. But again, were they helping or hurting you? So definitely think about that. Okay. So my Cancers, I'm gonna do an monthly energy reading for you guys. So tell me about the energy this month for my Cancers. Tell me about the energy this month for my Cancers. Tell me about the energy this month for my Cancers. Ugh, I wish it was nighttime. It's so hot out. Cancer season. Tell me about the energy this month for my Cancers. I'm ready for Gemini season to be over. All the exes that were Geminis, they're just so bad. And every time I see Gemini, I'm like scarred. I'm like, please, no. Okay, I have the Page of Cups. Okay, I have the Devil upright. Okay. Sorry, I always forget to show you guys. I'm very sorry. And I have this Strength card. Okay, so definitely this month you're going to start to shed a lot of light. Like, you Cancers know what you want. With the bottom card as well. This contributes to it. You're going to go on a journey. It's almost like, let me just look them again and get my thoughts together because I know exactly what I'm trying to say right now. I just need to get them in order. You guys are definitely on this journey to where you're like, this is not benefiting me. You're definitely realizing that. You're like, this is hurting, not helping me. But again, there definitely is just going to be like this argument, almost like an explosive, like it's just going to blow up. But it's not your fault. It was never your fault. And you guys need this. You just need to have this strength. It's going to be okay. You just need to have, I'm just getting like this feeling of that you need to just remember that you have strength. You had strength in the first place to talk to this person. Not everyone can do that, especially if it's like your best friend for over like however many years. It's hard to like come to them if there's a problem. You already have the strength. Just keep being strong. Just try to not let it hurt you, because if you do, this will come into play. Like, you'll start to travel a lot with these swords. Yeah, definitely, like, I'm feeling, excuse me, that, like, for a little bit, you're gonna be like, what have I done? Like, this is my fault. Like, you're gonna start, it's almost like you're gonna start to think that this is all your fault, but it's not. Like, you have to have that strength to be like, it's not always your fault. You're not always in the wrong. Because that's also what I'm getting here. Like, with this last set of cards, it's almost like you're just pinning this all on yourselves, but it's not the case. And I feel like they're gonna start to make you lose that strengthness, but like, don't, just keep pushing forward. So yeah, so that was for my Cancers. I hope that resonated well with you. Just remember to keep pushing forward. Especially when you start to have this conversation, make sure that you're in a place where you're like, okay, let's go, let's do this. Because if they catch you off guard in a very weak spot, you will become like, oh my god, like, I didn't want to do this in the first place, like, all this, that, or whatever. Yeah, so just definitely make sure that you just remain strong throughout this whole entire situation. Don't let them manipulate you. Don't let them try to tell you this or that or the other thing. Don't let them try to bring you down, because they've already brought you down a lot before. And you're very, very strong for realizing this in the first place. So yeah, this was your reading, Cancers. And I'll see you guys with the next reading.